All new at 10, we're learning more about the days leading up to the abrupt resignation of San Antonio's top health official during the middle of a pandemic. We obtained emails sent to the city's Human Resources Department. They reveal that former Metro Health Director Dr. Don Emmerich had a dispute with Assistant City Manager and current Acting Metro Health Director Dr. Colleen Bridger. Eyewitness News reporter Mariah Medina takes us inside the feud that preceded Dr. Emmerich's resignation.
When Dr. Don Emmerich, the city's top health official, suddenly resigned from the job late last month, numerous questions were left in the wake.
Public health officials in this country probably have the most difficult job right now. I'd probably say it's more difficult than being a police chief. Dawn worked tirelessly.
But newly obtained emails revealed Emmerich turned in her resignation just one day after her immediate supervisor, Assistant City Manager, and now Acting Metro Health Director Dr. Colleen Bridger sent a 4-page list of examples to the City Manager, Human Resources, and City Attorney. The list describes what Bridger says was Emmerich's demeaning attitude, insubordination, and lack of basic understanding of public health science and epidemiology. The emails say Emmerich on numerous occasions gave bad information to City Council and members of the press, adding that she did not take kindly to correction. Bridger's email came after Emmerich called on Human Resources to facilitate a third-party mediator to help address and resolve any conflicts between the pair since their relationship had become mutually fractured, broken, and unproductive. KENS 5 reached out to City Manager Eric Walsh, who said in part that Emmerich's departure was, quote, clearly in the best interest of all parties. We also asked the mayor for his take on Bridger's criticism that Emmerich lacked a basic understanding of public health and epidemiology, but the mayor was not interested in speaking to the issue.
We're managing a pandemic, so I'm not going to talk about personnel issues. I will give you my philosophy on city hiring and firing. So the city council has jurisdiction to hire and fire essentially one person to oversee the operations. That's city manager. Every question after that is, are we getting the job done?
He also declined to say whether the feud hampered the city's response to the pandemic. The mayor directed all questions about the search for the next permanent director of Metro Health to Walsh. Mariah Medina, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.